Hey everybody, Ray here. Today I'm going to show you 4 different ways that you can attach your quilt to a Zenbivy sheet. Now I'm not going to go into a lot of detail about the first method, and that was using the Z-Packs patches, and you can attach them directly to your quilt. And I'm not going to go into a lot of detail because I already made a whole video about how to do this, and I'll put that in the description below. I will mention that one time I had one of these patches come off, and it was when it was really cold one night. I would think I was camping. It was about 25 degrees, and I think I must have somehow caught the corner on something and it wasn't completely sealed down and the patch came off. But that started me thinking about, I wonder what some options might be. So if these fail in the future, I can do something different. So what I've got here are 3 other methods that I've learned how to do with tenacious tape. And I'm going to go into detail about how you put each one of these loops on your quilt. So if that has an interest to you, stick around. I'll show you how to do it. And if you like this video, don't forget, hit me with that thumbs up. I always appreciate that. Now the first thing you want to do is make sure you know exactly where you want your loops on your quilt. Now I've already set them on this side because I was testing the different methods that I'm going to show you today. Now you want to be from the head end of the quilt or the top of the quilt, whatever you want to call it, you want it to be at least 12 inches down from the top of that quilt. So that puts you right about here. So you can see on this quilt, that's where I put this one. Now, if you have a longer quilt, there's no point in having all that extra excess quilt by your feet. You might want to pull it up. So I think on my other quilt, I actually started this top one about 16 inches from the top of the quilt. So I had more to wrap around my neck. But if you go with what comes with a Zenbivy quilt, they're down about 12 inches. Now, the more exact measurement has to be how far do you need to be from the side of the quilt, the edge of the quilt, up into the quilt to get that loop, because you want to make sure that you're holding this quilt down inside the Zenbivy sheet. And that is about 10 inches. So we know we're in the middle right here. So we're in the middle right here. And we're going to come to the edge of our quilt. And we're going to mark about 10 inches. So we want to be 10 inches, which is right about there, and into the center of the quilt. Now, what that means is that your loop needs to be hanging right there. You want the edge of the loop to be right where you've marked that. So what we've done is we have a mark that is 12 inches from the top, and remember that's variable. If you have an extra long quilt like my other one is, that may be 16 inches or more down to that first mark. But in this case, because this is a shorter quilt, it's 12 inches, and then I'm coming up this way about 10 inches. So you want it to be a minimum of 10 inches. If you've got a really wide quilt and you want to bring it up a little further so you have more to tuck around you, you can do that. You could make this mark going this way 11 inches or 12 inches. That's fine as long as you still have enough to cover you on the top without it being too snug. Now to make your loops that you will use to attach your quilt to the Zenbivy sheet, you want some 2mm cordage. Now you want it to be 2 millimeters because that's just about the perfect size. That's what Zenbivy uses on their sheets to attach to the hooks. The length of the loop I'm starting with is 4.5 inches. One thing I always do when I'm cutting this cord, because this is a nylon cord, like a paracord, once you cut through that, those ends might want to fray on you. So just take a lighter and just very briefly singe the end of it, and those little cords now will not come loose and they won't become frayed. Now probably one of the easiest ways that I found to make the loop itself is I take the loop and I overlap it, oh, you know, maybe 3/4 of an inch or so. So each one of the ends is 3/4 of an inch overlapped over the other end. Then I take a needle and thread and I just start running it through the middle of that cord. Now I'm going to go in and out of that cord and making sure my thread stays tight while I'm doing it. So I've probably gone through there about 5 times. When I get to the end, I will just loop it around. You see I'm keeping a little loop on my finger there. I'll take my needle and I'll run the thread back through itself like 2 times. And then what that'll do is just sort of make a little, like a lock on the thread. Make sure I keep it over the edge. Like that, so that thread won't come loose. There may be a better way to do that, but you know, I don't know how to sew that well, and that's always worked pretty well for me. Now I'll give you a couple of different ways to attach these loops to your quilt. And this first one actually picked up from a guy out in California. He watched one of my videos and we began conversing about how to do this, and he told me his method of doing this, and it's actually pretty darn simple. So what I've got is, I've got a roll of tenacious tape. You can get this in clear, black, different colors. And I cut off a piece roughly 3/4 of an inch wide. And that is going to be taped to my quilt right there. Now, remember that what I want is for my loop, the end of the loop that's going to attach to the hook, I want that to be right at that, remember we put that mark there? We want that loop to be right at the edge of that mark. So what I'm going to do is take a little bit of the backing off of the tenacious tape, and I'm going to go ahead and just put my loop on there, just like that. So that just kind of gives me a rough idea of where it's going to hang outside of the tenacious tape. Now the way the tenacious tape comes is, in this loop, it's got a longer backing on one side and a shorter backing on the other side. So I want the longer backing to be toward the inside of the quilt where the stress will be pulling it that way. Now, once I have that set, then I can say, okay, that's where I want the edge of my loop. So that's where I need to have my tape set. And then what I can do is just make sure my quilt is nice and neat and doesn't have wrinkles in it. I can start taking the backing off of the short side of the tenacious tape, making sure that I push that tape down really good around that loop, and then take it the rest of the way down. All right, the short side is done, and now my loop hangs right to where that dot is, right where I wanted it. Again, use your fingernail, press that tenacious tape down really well on each side of your loop. Now, you're ready for your longer side to be taped down. Again, hold your quilt so it's nice and flat, and then just run that tenacious tape down, taking the back off a little at a time. And that's your loop taped on there with tenacious tape. And that tenacious tape is really strong. This is a nylon, and the tenacious tape holds really well to that nylon. So that is the first method right there. Now the second method I've found for attaching the loops is to use the Gear Aid tenacious tape 2.5 inch patch like this. Now, to make sure that we're in the right place, because we still want to line up with that Zenbivy sheet, we need to come down 8.5 inches from this first loop. That's going to line up with the Zenbivy sheet. So I've put a mark right where I want this cord. When I'm done, I want my cord loop to be right on that mark. Now, to do the tenacious tape, what we're going to do is we're going to fold it over in half. And then I'm going to cut about right in the middle of that, or close to the middle as I can get. I'm going to cut about maybe a 1/4 inch little hole in that tenacious tape. I hope you can see that where I cut that. Then what I will do is I will take my cord and I'll just run it through that little hole. I'm going to run both ends through there. And you can just kind of pull it out the back. When you put the second one in, it's a little bit harder to get through there because you don't have as much space because you've already got the one cord in there. But you want that little tear or cut that you made in the tenacious tape to be as short as possible. So now I've pulled both of those through and they're hanging out the back. And I'm going to leave enough excess so that when it's hanging out the back, I've got about a 1/4 inch or so between the edge of the loop and the edge of the tenacious tape. So the tenacious tape will completely cover that loop. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the 1/2 of the tenacious tape backing. I'm just going to peel it back. And then I'm going to put that loop, I'm just going to stick it on there onto this tenacious tape and put the backing back on. And then I'll do the same thing with the other side. I'm going to peel it back and I'm going to do it on the opposite side of the tenacious tape. And then I'm going to stick that loop right on there. Okay, and again, I left a little bit of excess tenacious tape to cover up the end of the loop. So now you've got a loop that looks like that, and two sides of it are in the middle of the tenacious tape. Now what I'm going to do is I'll start with that end first, start to take some of my tape off, line that up so that the edge of my tape in the center is right on that seam. Try to get it as straight as I can. Make sure that the quilt is nice and flat, no wrinkles, because the wrinkles will just be taped in there if you don't. And then press that patch right on there just like that. And then we'll take the other side and we'll start to take our backing off. Get a little bit of the backing off, and then what you can kind of do is flatten out that quilt and start the tape, and then pull the rest of the backing off as you move the tape down. Press down on each side of the cord so it doesn't stick out, and there's our second loop. The third method I'll show you today probably is the most time-consuming and difficult. What we're going to do is take a piece of gross grain, and I'll show you a picture of what that looks like. But it's just almost like a heavy ribbon, and we're going to take a piece about 2 inches long. After you cut that off, just like with nylon cordage, you want to singe the edges just a little bit so they don't come unraveled. Then what we're going to do is I've got what's called seam tape here. Seam tape is about a 1/4 inch wide, and it's for putting on cloth when you're trying to sew a seam, and it'll hold the seam together. And we're just going to use that same trick on this to hold the gross grain together. So I've put about a 3/4 inch piece of the seam tape on there, and then I'm going to take the loop that we made, and I'm going to put it in the middle of that gross grain, and then I'm going to just wrap the other side around, and what that'll do is sort of tape the two flaps of gross grain together like that. Okay, now after we've got those taped together, we want to get them taped onto our sheet right here. So I'm going to take another side of the seam, another piece of the seam tape, and I'm going to put it on the underside of the gross grain, just like that. I'll peel off the other side of the sticky tape. And then remember, I want the end of my loop to be where my mark is. So I can hold the loop there and then just use that tape to hold that on to my quilt. Now, we'll take that quilt and we're going to sew that gross grain onto the quilt. And you just want to sew it onto the outside portion of the quilt. So you don't want to sew it through the quilt. You're going to pull the outside piece of cloth on the quilt. So I've got my needle and thread all set to go here. Now, if you have someone who can do this with a sewing machine, it is obviously easier. So we've got that sewn on there pretty well. I'm just going to break that thread off of there if I can. There we go. And that's what that loop looks like. So in this video, I gave you 4 different ways that you could attach your quilt to a Zenbivy sheet. All of them, I think, are viable options. The first one was what I did to my other quilt, and that was the Z-Pax patch with the loops already in there. And it was really simple to put on my other quilt. These 3 here are the very simple method of just using the tenacious tape roll, cutting off a piece, and then attaching your loop with that. These 2 here are both the tenacious tape patches. And then this one was sewing the gross grain onto your quilt and attaching your loop to that. As I said, all 3 are viable options. To me, I think probably if you want the one that looks the nicest, it's probably these patches. Those worked out pretty well, and I think they're going to hold just fine. But any of them are great solutions. I hope you try one out and it works for you on your quilt. Hey, I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit me with that thumbs up because I always appreciate that. And I'll see you on the next video.